What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
This is AMPS again at our bread and butter Flinderation tunnel.
The usual.
The usual.
Yep.
We've had so much activity here that we just keep coming back. Doesn't really get boring. Just when we think we're getting bored, we have something happen.
Mm-hmm.
And last investigation, our REM pod was going off like crazy.
Yeah, we hadn't had any activity with the REM pod like that.
Yeah.
It went off the whole time. We went through the first. Took us almost an hour to get through the tunnel. Just to go through it once.
Because every single time the REM pod would go off, you know, we'd be concentrating on that.
Mm-hmm.
If that gives you any clue as to just how much activity we had. There were very few times that it wasn't going off. And we're going to go with the same strategy as before. We're probably going to do this for a while because we've had so much activity the past 2 times we've tried it.
Right.
Have the REM pod on a board. And it looks kind of dumb and it sounds weird, but it's working.
Right.
And we can't rule out that we're doing anything that's setting it off. So we're just going to go with it and see what happens.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll catch something tonight. Had a little thing I wanted to run by you today. Is if we go through that tunnel again tonight and that REM pod goes off like crazy, like once we clear out past that water and stuff like that, if it's still just going off, maybe we'll just set up shop right there somewhere and try to go ahead and run our setup and see if we can get maybe a little bit more activity with less moving around and stuff. So that's really the only different thing I wanted to maybe try tonight. So,
you know, we have been focusing on a single spot because we don't have that much equipment. Like, we've tried to have varied equipment, but we can't really scatter equipment in a big area. So the trinkets and the sounds has all been associated with a single area. But now we sort of have a mobile ghost detector station. So, some of that stuff we might be able to leave out, like trinkets. You know, that was a enticement thing to bring the spirit, if there is a spirit, to one location where our equipment was. So if we're able to move around freely and we get activity,
maybe find a hot spot. Yeah. We don't have to really set up anything.
Yeah, like we don't have to set trinkets out because we already have activity. You know, so we've got the curiosity part down. Like it seems like the spirit is attracted to us, so no need for trinkets.
Right.
The white noise, I've heard of other groups having luck with that, but we've never actually had a EVP from white noise. It seems like, if anything, whenever we catch a voice from nowhere, it's been when we don't expect it. So,
which actually would be another thing, is like, 'cause when we've used white noise, it's always been hit and miss on when we was trying to set up and communicate with something. Maybe now, like if we end up zoning in on a certain spot that where we're getting activity off the devices, and then we decide to set up shop there, could go ahead and try it then. Because at least there's more of a chance that if there is something to the white noise, that it would happen then. And if not, you know, then it's just not going to happen. Yeah. But we'll just wing it, you know, as we always do. And, you know, we'll decide what we're going to do when we get to that actual cover. Cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
But
I'm just skeptical that white noise is necessary.
Right. I mean, me too. I'm with you on that. I'm not real big of a fan of white noise. But if there is something to it, I'd like to give every possible chance to anything that might help us communicate with them. So at least if we know we're in a hot spot and we try it and we still don't get nothing with it, then we can pretty much rule it out. You know, it'll be pretty simple. All the other times that we've tried to use it, it's just been hit or miss. We just kind of decide, hey, let's stop here and try here. Right. So, but I mean, you know.
But something I'm wondering about is if location even matters in this tunnel.
Right, right.
And the only reason I say that is because we've had so much activity the past 2 times that we've tried this strategy.
So, well, we'll give it a shot. And
heck yeah.
See what we come up with tonight.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is AMPS. We're out.
All right, so I'm going to demonstrate this two-way radio thing. Two-way radio.
I guess you just set it off, right?
Yeah. Do it again. And that's on the low. So now I'm going to set this on sweep. Or scan rather. You can see it's scanning through channels. So now if somebody does broadcast, we can rule out the fact that it's something paranormal. Alright, it's unusually quiet in here. Oh yeah? What was it sitting at before? Huh. Could be attracting its attention. New record, Chuck. 18 minutes to get through the tunnel. Well,
I didn't even think it took that long. That's crazy.
not so much from the entrance of the tunnel, but when we started, I started recording.
.6.
See if I can get a shot of that. What's it at now? I can't see.
0.5.
0.5? Okay.
Yeah. 0.4. It's like dropping rapidly.
Huh.
I was just looking for a place to set it down.
Right. I'd like to point out right now that I have this scanning still. Like there's a little bit of a glare. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. Still scanning. So that was not a CB radio or a two-way radio.
Gotcha.
Nothing like that.
Good
We can,
call,
yeah, we can rule that out for a fact.
right. It's a good call.
Actually, I'll go ahead and show that this can make a response. And that was on low.
Okay.
So now we're back on sweep. Now, folks, you'll just have to take my word that I didn't hit the button.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
I
if
know
you would have
that's...
hit the button, we'd have heard that beep.
We would have heard
Beeps
that
every
little
time.
chirp. Yeah, definitely. What?
I just saw a car go by and made my freaking heart jump like a freaking maniac.
Now, I thought I'd just seen a flash of a light.
Yeah, but I just saw a car go by there.
I know, but I mean after that. Any changes?
Yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of lights, bro.
Okay.
Like, I'm seeing reflections off the wall.
Really?
Yeah, you might put your camera down for a minute. Just stand here and look at it with me. You might want to...
Do you want to grab my tripod off my backpack?
Sure. Yeah, because this, I don't know. I could really use a second opinion here.
Right. I've been looking at this screen. Now, I looked up a minute ago and I thought I seen a pinpoint of light. What's EMF saying?
It spiked at 0.7. And then it's staying at 0.6. Then 0.5 and then kind of staying around 0.6.
Huh.
That's why I stopped. I was like, well, let's just see it read for a second here. That's when it went off.
And then the REM pod went off after.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You getting anything on your radio?
No, we'd be able to hear it.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
So you want to set up shop here, or you want to keep moving?
How far did we make it?
0.6. Not far.
We didn't make it far at all. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that it matters where we go.
Can you do that again to the REM pod? Your call, buddy. What do you want to do?
I say we just go halfway.
Sounds good.
I sincerely believe it does not matter where we are. How many milligauss are we at?
0.5 and 0.6.
So there's a fluctuation right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so odd. Still fluctuating?
Yeah. It's weird the way the REM pod's reacting.
Yeah, it is. It's like the signal strength is going up and down.
7. Point 6, point 5. Point 6.
Yeah, it's not like just a spike. It's like a hardcore fluctuation. It's still sweeping the channels, nothing. So we can rule out two-way radio traffic.
Yeah.
It is not a two-way radio signal. And apparently my two-way radio cannot pick it up, even though broadcasting with it will set off the REM pod.
Right.
Which is really bizarre. Because I would think it would work both ways, you know?
This whole thing is bizarre.
Yeah, no doubt. That, I just cannot understand that. That was me.
Yeah. Okay, that was you?
Yeah, and you heard the little chirp, so.
Yeah. Now, this thing's going to freak me out, so that thing goes off. Just because the ghost is messing with it.
Okay, so I've got this out of sweep. I'm just going to leave this on the channel it's on. But I'm not hitting anything.
Turn it off
for
a second.
Okay. It's not off yet. Now it's off.
Beats the crap out of me then.
Yeah. I'll turn it back on. Nothing. Just dead.
You just spiked it
Oh, that was me.
Before you did that there, it spiked to 2.9.
Wow.
Point 8. Alright, man, maybe we should set up here.
I guess, I don't know.
You just want to keep moving?
Yeah. Try and speak to us right now. focus on that. Let me turn this on record.
That's crazy, dude. I got closer to you than you did.
Yeah, because I was wondering if maybe me pushing that.
I know.
We'll do it again. Let me wait for the camera to get focused.
No, because it doesn't matter, because it started doing that before you even hit record.
Yeah.
Just as you was moving towards it.
See, check this out, folks. Like,
It's how close you got to be
yeah, that's not.
for us to set it off.
And we're not getting a strong response. Like now, that's.
When you touch the antenna.
Yeah, that's along the lines of what we got back there behind us. And that's from literally touching the antenna.
It's funny. We didn't get a thing all the way up through, and now we're getting it on the way back through this time.
Right.
See?
Okay, what is with you, Ghost?
They love us.
I mean, we're fine with it.
They love AMPS.
We're just trying to figure out, like, what, okay. You know that's not helpful, though, right? I mean, we appreciate it. We want to make contact, but, like, you gotta...
I think it's somewhat helpful. It's just, now we need more.
Yeah. I mean, you're letting us know that you're here with us.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. But, like, try and say something now. Like, now.
Alright, we're going to set up shop here, so feel more welcome to try to make contact with us. I saw a face in the thing, and it was mine because I had to switch
Whoa.
What was that?
That could have just been a rock.
That wasn't you?
That was not me, Chuck. Like, I swear I think a rock just hit that board.
So, yeah, because I heard it. It reflected off the board.
Yeah. Years later, I'm going to throw a rock.
Right? After we've asked how many times now? That's awesome. Did you get that on camera?
I must have. I don't want to stop recording now. I'm so glad I did not swap batteries.
Right? Was you about to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That is just nuts.
Did you just throw a rock at us? Or at our equipment? I mean, hey, it is a sign. It's a different sign than what you was doing. That's cool.
We'll have to go back and look because we're right in the middle of an investigation. I heard a plink on the board. Chuck heard this too, but he was looking away and he thought that I did something.
Because Stu was setting up his camera.
Yeah.
And getting everything set up because this is where we decided to set up shop at.
And then I brought up that I think a rock just hit the board and like Chuck totally agreed. Yeah,
because that wasn't you.
Because he just realized what happened.
Right. Yeah, I knew Stu was over here messing around with something. I wasn't paying attention, and I figured he just clinked into it or something.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't Stu.
Nope.
So
the chances of that happening, I don't even know. Is it?
Dude, that thing spiked at 2.9 at one point.
I don't think it's ever gotten that high.
Yeah, so, and, well, I don't remember. I don't think you had it on record, though, because that's when you decided to start recording, huh? So it's not going to show that 2.9 spike, I don't think.
Well, not the numbers, but I was recording on that constantly.
Right.
Except
that's
for
what I meant for that one.
No.
Recording.
No, I wouldn't have caught what that went up to.
Right.
I mean, you saying that it got up to there, but I didn't actually see the numbers.
Yeah. Still 0.6. It's just staying at 0.6.
Right. Now, at the end of the tunnel, it was staying at 0.5.
Yeah. You're right.
And it was fluctuating whenever we had activity. I mean, it did spike, but I don't know. Was it spiking the whole time whenever we got activity on the red?
No, it was just, sometimes it's down to 4. And other times it'd be up to 6 or 7.
Gotcha. Do you want to send that to me by Bluetooth whenever you're done? Sure.
Are you still here with us tonight? Still 0.6. Still with us?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So you know how I know we had that response just now, but we've been carrying the board with us and we've had some activity.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just kind of standing away from the REM pod.
Right.
I'm just wondering if we should stand closer to the REM pod. Like,
So get attracted to closer to.
yeah, like what
if it's sticking around us?
Yeah, what if we're the attraction?
Right. Just hanging out for a minute.
Yes. Just hanging out.
It just went down to 0.5 as I came over here. That's funny.
Yep, just hanging out by the REM pod. Sure hope no ghosts come by. Yep, that would just be terrible. Still nothing on two-way. That is just totally not what I was expecting to have happen.
Right.
Yep.
If you see somebody come in here with us, that means they're one of our friends and they won't hurt you either. You don't have to be scared of them. Every now and again we have somebody come with us, not very often though.
Very, very rarely. We try.
It's got a whiff of a really different smell.
I smell that
I
too.
don't even know how to explain that smell, but did you catch that?
Yeah, like dampness and something else.
Yeah, it wasn't like foul.
Right.
Almost a freshness.
Yeah. I can smell it again.
I can too.
You know what it reminds me of?
Snow?
Sort of. Yeah. But also, have you ever smelled ozone? Like, there's these little devices called ozone generators. And the smell that it puts out reminds me of that.
Interesting.
In fact, I would almost bet that is ozone. But I don't know why there's ozone being produced here.
Right.
Like, there shouldn't be. That's exactly what that is.
Are you still walking with us? Or floating? Or however you do it?
Yeah. I don't smell it now, do you?
We had activity, people came, nothing. They left, we had activity again.
Yeah.
Interesting how that works.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
How far will you go with us? This is all part of the old B&O.
Yep.
First of all, it's all the way to Parkersburg. I ain't walking to Parkersburg. Just say it. I'm say what. Look how dead my light is.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Man, I'd be tempted to check your batteries. So we started the evening with brand new batteries in Chuck's flashlight. And it's drained. Now, granted, that's a pretty diesel flashlight.
Right.
You know, my headlamp is fine.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just that your flashlight's really awesome.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it'd go that dim that quick. I don't know. These were brand name batteries too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Duracells?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't think it'd drain it that quick. It seems like it used to take a few trips before my battery would drain. Basically, on our initial walkthrough of the tunnel, We had all our equipment set up, the EMF detector and the REM pod, and we didn't get anything all the way through the tunnel until the very end. When we got to the end of the tunnel, just outside, the REM pod started going off. And I noticed some spikes on the EMF detector at the same time. And so we stood outside for quite a while. And as we started going back in, then the REM pod started going off like crazy. Kind of like it did the last trip that we was here. But it went off on the initial walkthrough. This time it didn't start going off till our going back through again. Basically, it just kept going off. It gave us some really weird patterns. Like, you can hear the different tones. You'll get to see the video. It was just really, really wild the way
like
it was
the
going
signal,
off.
It was like the signal that we were picking up was fluctuating. It wasn't at one strength. Like,
right.
The strength kept going up and down, it seemed to me.
Yeah, so it was pretty wild. And then after a ways of walking in, it kept going off, so we decided to go ahead and set up shop. And, well, that's pretty much when it happened. I went ahead and set the board on the ledge there with the REM pod and the EMF detector, and I walked away over to the side. I was looking out towards the tunnel where we just came from, and Stu here setting up his camera and getting everything all settled and all that, and I heard a rock bounce off the board that our EMF and REM pod's attached to. And I didn't think anything of it because I figured Stu's over there, messing around doing whatever he's doing, and he must have banged off of it or dropped something on it or whatever. I didn't know. And Stu asked me, he's like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And then it hit him.
Right. So, we've never had anything like that, anything even remotely close to like that happen to us. And the REM pod did go off a little bit more, but not much until we was getting ready to move. And it started going off a little bit more. And
well, in the meantime, those people showed up.
We had some people come through,
and we didn't have any activity then.
We didn't have any activity at all when those people came through. And then they went down. They just walked through real quick, and they went back down towards the beginning of the tunnel. And we had the REM pod go off just a little bit for a second, and then it went back away. And then after they left, and we was getting ready to go ahead and pick up stuff and start moving back down, and then the REM pod started going off like crazy again. And it just kind of followed us down all the way down to the beginning of the tunnel, and just on the outside, it came a little bit just as we left the tunnel, but then it stopped, and we didn't get anything else the rest of the way to the car.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty wild, though. It was definitely interesting.
Now, we did find out through an accident that our two-way radios can set off the REM pod. So my thought was, whatever frequency the two-way radios are broadcasting on, there's a chance that we could pick up something that might be interfering with the REM pod, and there's a chance that we could pick up activity on our two-way radios in turn. But what's really weird is, by leaving our two-way radios on that same channel that we used to set off the REM pod by accident, we didn't pick up anything. And it's got a mode where it'll just constantly scan. It'll run through the channels over and over. And we didn't pick anything up when the REM pod was going off. So I have no idea what to make of that.
Right.
And,
that's just, who knows.
And Chuck was saying that his flashlight was getting low on power, and I could tell a difference too. And I'm wondering if there's more to that, because even though my headlamp didn't seem to have much of a power drain, if any, when I got back to the vehicle, I took a little bit of video showing the maximum and minimum EMF and temperature readings from just a little segment when we were leaving the tunnel. And my my phone shut off because it was too low on power. So I plugged my phone in to charge here at the vehicle, and it shoots up to like 30-some%. I forget. Do you remember the number that it got up to?
27.
27?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. Like going from
Nothing.
just, basically nothing, enough to shut the phone off, up to that.
Right.
Like that. I mean, I plugged it into a fast charger, but there's nothing that fast.
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe there was a little bit of a power anomaly we had.
Possibly. It's very possible.
Right. Another amazing night.
All right.
Never a dull moment.
We're out, guys. Peace.
See ya.